compass abundantly explained. By word I sentence to reverse a course of action, revealing the reward of being fully encompassed as a rose. The point of the compass reveals immortality's destination. Through morality's bearings, we unveil death's sting by arising as the cure from the curse's course. Evidently, a dragon is as fully realized as innocently one can see. The inscription of adjudication's impression is clearly bridged between I, wholly encircling, as the enlightenment is in being one, as we. From deep within the well, a dragon arose from a maleficent plight. With outstretched arms, death overshadows, as fully Radius explained, is center's dark seat, standing as wholeness's brilliant light. From knowing's beginning, as life's well and death's ill, we chose to enter through the innocent experience of Westgate's womb. Life's unfavorable position of embryonic division that seeks purpose's intrinsic path of curse's course of action. An opportunity to either recall favor's gracious resolve through the southern hospitality of well will that rightfully points to eastward's outstanding moral standard, fulfilling that which we already know but have purposely forgotten, or immaturely moving back into the unresolved dark left void of ego's iniquitous will. Consciousness has opened compassion's lovely womb for birthing opportunities experience, a metaphoric time out that is in time, a place where we can work out inner turmoil through recollection's experience. Upon entering, we are given choice to turn in will's calling. Left as back to north is ill's will that generously fills as the chaotic order of Maleficent, and south's well will that beneficently fills as well's order. The latter's choice, in turn, is the righteous return that kindly reveals the multiplicative nature of passion's structured undergirding, a subconscious anointing of lovely's collective lessons that fortifies the heart to endure and undergo fitting's requirements. The place of being perfectly knit as whole, as return to the east as one again. To recall death's northern point is to responsibly undertake the light weaving of dark's lofty crossbeams, a degree of mastery that can only be experienced through the circumnavigational journey of life's right return. As a scent on a mountain plateau, the rose's fragrance gracefully blooms, the lofty garment stemming from the base of windings weaving as warp and weft of journey's loom. Life's door is mirror's intentional gate where course of action reflects as curse's reaction, an obfuscated glimpse of resolve that grants opportunity to render clarity through affliction's influential moment, a moment that abundantly makes space for maturity's foot to be faithfully placed in opportunity's opening, in hope that we would find a fuller perspective of ourselves through encounter's choice. From Westgate's womb, we are defined as lost and blind with the confused disposition of disgrace's immature flesh. As the flesh is a temporal state distant from our former celestial estate, as eastwardly arisen, as either or. Kindness is race as grace, or grace is race as kindness. Infirmity's flesh is an intentional vehicle design that initially walks what seems to be a defect, but in reality, it is simply affliction's side effect caused by time travel. Paul and Jacob demonstrated this illness well. As separation from source, while in times of restraint, has caused the short-sighted infirmity called a melancholy heart. Love's gloomy dark sickness that is seeking the affirmation of union's whole encounter. A condition that can be definedly said as missing Father's envelopment, the dark mark of Father's northern light. Also defined as death beyond, or the invalidation as the great nothing, where everything is. A concern. Ego unrefined is the darkened heart that is scared of death's true rendering while in life. A sentencing defined as being immature and or unresolved in the rearing of mother's integral stand, the measure that legally leads to the honorable seat of father. Unless ego is refined through mother's development, our disposition is ill-equipped as unprepared. As mother is the southern preemptive work of the right hand that affirms by maturely raising oneself as the eastern metaphor while in life's quest. This is Father's requirement for being enveloped with the transmutative reward of being death's northern left hand. This is one who has returned from grief by humbly raising both hands as a meek praise offering of gratitude for the opportunity to experience His wholeness's resolve. Death is outcome's gift that marks one as completing life's quest as wholly healed in life. Only in the innocence of truth, as right returning, as southerly ascending, will the seeking heart be developed as eastwardly arising. This is Mother's lovely peace that inconspicuously validates Father's conspicuous piece of invalidation, a maturation of heart that reveals the transparency of self as fully returned as whole. Death as north is transmutation's reward of invalidation's envelopment, a gift of deliverance from the southeastern course of curse's action, as Father as north is one who is correctly returned as purely resolved as innocent from Mother's western womb. Separation's external insight at first selfishly sees life through the shallows of incomplete perspective. Ego's ill-measured portion of self-flesh's thin skin. The dark, unrefined ego is ill, naked, and blind until it willingly seeks the well-wish of southern will, as this is White's vision that grants insight to the incremental knowing of Eastern medicine. To arise as easternly healed is to clearly see death as the depth of Norse black, as an Eastern sojourner's life is clearly reflected as the depth of the curator's mirror. Reflection of death's dark is based on maturity of perspective, as gratitude's insightful expression is grief's mastery through life's opportune experience. Insight that is incrementally resolved to answer as an offering for that which calls. Mastery's return fully revolves around center's neutral position. The point of black is white, fully returned as clearly encompassed as all degrees. By righteously turning from ill will's black portion, we are able to partially see Black's full potential through the moral forensics of wellness's degrees, the shadowy bitter cloak of Myrrh's inculcative southern walk, steps that incrementally releases the sweet scent of frankincense transparent white garment. This is fullness's seated vision of being situationally aware as being wholly healed as north again, as if separation never occurred, as illness has fully returned, as knowing well the stand of the curator while in time's restraint. This is one who has innocently rendered down ego's power by utilizing its force potential as a propulsion device, allowing truth's intention to be reached through its generous influence. The reward of this intended outcome is the magisterial black robe of authoritative power that purely seals and covers the white garment of sovereignty's light. As separated from remembering, we must walk Greece's looming journey of about and around, as only in life can we gather the expansive depth of death's knowing. Mother and father's pieces that abundantly knit and bind, thus fusing healing's remembering through memory's bearings. Morality's favored pointing that is graciously able to recall the way that must come to pass for immortality's destination to be reached. Primordialism's directive is a seasoned template of 360 degrees. Time's opportunity where iniquity's questions involutely winds up as being spiritually resolved as a neutral expression through journey's experience. Incremental ingathering that curatively instructs in the way of building spiritualism's spiral temple. Upon completion, this mountain of headship is peaked as knowing well ill's plight is fully and wholly resolved as abundantly healed through the unique expression of experience's journey. By grasping and being the right hand as mother, we pledge ourselves to serve the Southern directive's intention of taming the unruly, the becoming to being sovereignly filled as easterly arising as Shalom's left hand, a completed father that is north-faced as mind, body, and estate. By humbly questioning curse's course of action while in time's restraint, we fully and wholly walk out as Resolve's reply, becoming fully cured as being raised as the meek curator, answering back as the call from the garden. This is one that wholly reflects as intention. By fully turning, this one shatters the mirror through morality's lovely lesson. I pray we journey well in life's affliction, as wellness's resolve reveals the neutrality of death's whole intention. The locus of point is to walk the involute of radius's arch. Heaven is fully present as one with death's transmutative march. What has gone up is abundantly clear as it fully comes down. Terrific is honor's power as wholly wearing black's garment of authority's masterful crown. To stand with undivided attention is sound footing sitting as a whole. A gem reflecting from center is the spirit body of magistrate's soul. Do not be dismayed as the mirror's pieces are being shattered, for what is left rightly gathers, as one wholly centered, as memories of distance no longer are scattered.